You know, I think I'm gonna add a song to my love playlist. Because when I put Alice in Chains, man, I will be in the box. Like a Kellogg's toy. Welcome to episode 83 of the Off and Beat podcast. I'm your host, Clint. And if you want to pull out of this right now after hearing that opening, I think that's a you problem. With my heart-shaped box. Uh-oh, here we go. 2 references in the first 40 seconds. Not bad, Clint. Not bad. But you know what is bad? Boxes. See what I did there? Jesus Christ. It's a lot of fucking work. Not gonna lie to you. Back's a little misaligned. Ankles are like, oh no. I walk on the conveyor belt thing and tripped and fell. Got a bruise on my kneecap. And I don't mean busting caps. I just got a bruise. Like my ego and my lack of masculinity yesterday. But you know what? Another day. Another... Jesus, I need to do a lot of fucking stretching. Because I am stretching. Whew. I am stretching the truth. Anyways. But yeah. I also woke up to some news that young Dolph has passed away getting his mom cookies. I'm being funny. That's actually what he's getting. So rest in peace to young Dolph. Never really listened to his music, but I've seen his name on songs that I never listened to. But, you know, rest in peace. Yeah. It's been a very, very, very interesting week going out and about. I'm really thinking about something, you know? Have you ever wondered why? Why me? Not like, why me, but why me? See, there's 2 different ways. You say the same 2 words, but it means complete opposite endings. Why me? Oh. And then there's, why me? And we've all have done both of those before. But I've thought about, why me? For something very particular. Why me? Why has God given me this great ability to waste y'all's time and mine? Why? This isn't a holy God type of, topic idea. This is, why has God given me the opportunity to potentially waste your time? By the way, I don't like the YouTube dislike button thing, where they basically, it was so weird. I guess they incorporated today because it's been normal, but this morning when I woke up, it was, I woke up and I was watching some, and I noticed, this dislike thing is actually real. This, we're not going to show dislike publicly to people. It's actually real. I thought it was just one of those things that they be saying they were doing, but then they get enough, pushback and backlash, and they're you know what? We're not going to do it. But they did. It was weird. And it's one of those things where you're not, it's not something to get, saran wrap around your cheeks type of feeling, where even when you poop, you have to keep it in. But it's just odd because it kind of actually distracts from the video that you're watching, because all you're thinking about as you're watching a video, now what you're thinking is, okay, this video I'm watching has 800 likes. And based off the comment section and based off the video you're watching, whether it's something that's divisive, whether it's something that's just a terrible video for a multitude of reasons, something that's very incorrect or something. And you know when you watch a video, when a video is going to have like 8 times more dislikes than likes, because it's pretty apparent why the video would have 8 times amount of dislike than likes. That's not saying likes and dislike ratio automatically means, oh, if it has all the likes in the world, it's great. And if it has all the dislikes in the world, it's the worst video. Because sometimes people will dislike something because it questions something of themselves. But now, because we've already been conditioned to that, at least me, which I speak for all of the average Joes, I was watching a video, and all I could think about was, this video seems like it would have more dislikes than likes on this, based off the subject matter, based off what people were talking about and stuff, and their opinions on it. I'm like, oh. And reading the comment section, I actually think it's going to work in reverse. Because I think the whole intention of taking the dislike away is to, I guess it's for a pile-on kind of, I guess, culture, or it's for the person whose video it is for them not to get publicly crucified and all this shit. But at the same time, there's a comment section. You get the pulse of what the video resembles or implicates just by going to the comment section. Honestly, I think people are going to start trolling and be like, they're literally just going to put dislike. They're literally just going to put an emoji of a thumbs down, or they're just going to literally spell out the word dislike and just put in the comment section. It's kind of like trolling. You can still hit the dislike button. But part of hitting the dislike button is being part of a community. You like to see how many people that dislike the video with you. People say, oh, it's negativity. I'm like, well, it's real life. There's positivity and there's negativity. And by taking the negative point of view away, or their say or their word away, you're creating exactly what you wouldn't want. And that's conversation. And that's, actual, I guess, resemblance of someone. Because what it is conditioning the human mind. It's conditioning people to just force someone to like something. And if they don't, then get the fuck out of here. And even though you click the dislike button, but you like to see your number added. Like, yeah. Now, let me preface. I never hit the dislike button. Because you know what I do when I don't like a video? I just click on another. I only click on videos that I like. It makes no sense for me personally to completely just hit a dislike button. Even if I find the video egregious, I may comment on it. But if you my thing is, if you were gonna like something or dislike something, right? If someone were to ask you your reason why you like or dislike it, it shouldn't be that hard to explain why you like or dislike it. It could be something simple. I found the video cute. It could be something more complex, like, man, her ass. By the way, I see you clickbaiting titles where you're talking about, look at us in the woods for 30 days in our mini RV, and it's like a 28-minute video, and then the fucking thumbnail is literally a picture of the girl's ass bending over to get firewood for a fire that they're just gonna use lighter fluid to ignite anyways. Which, hey, not hating the thumbnail. I appreciate that the guy is at least like, look, no one here came here to see me. I'm just going to exploit my girlfriend and use her ass for views. I have no problem with it. Thank you. But maybe align your thumbnail with at least some, because the worst part is I spent the first 14 minutes I watched that video. Because, I want to see how people get out in the woods these days. And there was barely a semblance of ass. Not that I've clicked on videos to see asses specifically on YouTube, but I mean, if you're going to have it take 1/3 of the fucking thumbnail, I like to see the preview. It's like a trailer. Imagine if you saw a trailer for a movie. Don't worry, I'll get back to the point in a second. Imagine if you saw a trailer for Transformers and it shows the Decepticons fucking, hitting the Empire State Building down. Well, actually, that's probably not a good example. Probably a little too close to home. Okay, let's say they cannonballed into the ocean and there was a scene of them swimming in the ocean for fun. And then you watch the movie and there's no Decepticons swimming in the ocean. Nowhere even near the ocean. The only ocean you see is when they're up in space and they're looking down the ocean. But they never swim in it the whole fucking movie. Kind of piss you off, wouldn't it? Even though it technically makes no difference in the trajectory of the film. It makes no difference in any amount of... it doesn't make a difference in any amount to the bigger picture and the point they're trying to get to. But hey, I want to see Decepticons swim in the fucking ocean. So, just for anyone that wants to put asses on thumbnails and show no ass in it, I will click the dislike button. And only you will see it, which actually makes it feel more personal. So I guess a positive, ironically, of the dislike button is you can't have people rally around you and be like, I don't understand why a lot of people dislike it. It's like, no, only you are going to know that I hate this shit. And it's almost like an interpersonal connection. It's actually more personal than just disliking a public platform or a public forum type of video. Because if you dislike a video, a bunch of people dislike it. You can have your little community and comments, and then you can have people defend you. And people can literally comment on how many dislikes are on the video. And either compliment when there's very few dislikes, or shit on it when there's a shitload of dislikes. I think what there should be, more than anything, if I had the... Maybe if you're going to do... maybe you should give each person that puts videos online the option of whether they want likes or dislikes, which they did before. So why not just make it where it's an option? Because I only have one open. Either have none of it open or all of it open. You're already 12 years, 15 years into the game, YouTube. You can't just change it now. And it's the least of your fucking worries of your whole fucking website or app. You got a lot of other shit that's probably a little bit more, important to focus on. I realized I was not looking at the camera for the past 14 fucking minutes. Oh, baby. But anyways, yeah. I dislike the lack of dislike. Even though I don't dislike videos. At least I don't tell you I dislike it. I just keep it moving. It just seems that it doesn't do anything. If it's to protect, people that are sensitive, the likes and dislikes and stuff, then take the option off. Or maybe don't post stuff where other people can, say shit or like or not like. It is what it is. And I think on a bigger picture, I actually think if people are really worried about misinformation, having people post videos on misinformation, but there's not even, because when you click on a video and it comes up, right, and people say it doesn't matter, I don't necessarily let it deter whether I actually give the video a chance or not. But typically you can tell when you click on a video, if it has enough views and there's enough likes and dislike and views to quantify this. My videos never have to worry about this. But, if you have enough views, there's things that kind of indicate of whether this is a good video for what you're looking for. So if you are looking for news and stuff, especially recent stuff with quote unquote Second Amendment type of shit, all you do is get people that hop on these news television corporations that have channels. Isn't it kind of funny? I will say this before I continue. Isn't it kind of funny how network televisions have hundreds and billions of dollars have less subscribers than a lot of YouTubers? I just find that interesting. You would think with all their resources, they literally have teams and teams just for this specifically now. And somehow, some of them don't even have like more than a couple million. I know this is coming from a person with 35, but we're working on different scales here, okay? I just find that a little interesting how, you're fucking NBC and you have, what is it, like 4 million, which is a lot. But anyways, but when you are doing news stories and stuff, it is important that people can see the like and dislike to know, is this even a worthy video to even watch? Because if I click on something about a news report and it has 80 likes and 520 dislikes, and that's a real thing. I actually saw it about a month ago. It was from an actual news station. And it had to do with a lot with, I think it was like some airport situation with a customer, TSA. And it has so many dislikes to likes, not because of disagreement, but because in the comment section when you read it, people were like, bruh, no, that's not what happened. It's a lot of misfacts and all that shit. And then you look at another video of another news station, and it has a crap load of likes and very few dislikes, and they covered the same story. But one did their due diligence, the other didn't. Now, how are we supposed to differentiate that now? It just seems it's actually you're protecting all the things that you're trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid misinformation. But when you give less information to the consumer to decide what's useful and what's not, you're kind of blowing a French horn up my ass and saying, hey, Beethoven 9th. Which, by the way, is basically Mr. Brightside when they do the chorus. But, yeah. That was a killer reference. Fuck you. But, yeah. I can't believe I just talked almost 20 minutes about fucking a dislike button. Because it doesn't anger me or nothing. It was just weird because now when I watch videos, it actually distracts you from the video a little bit. Because all you're doing is in your head, you're estimating. Give me as much information so I don't have to fill in the blanks when it comes to the value a video brings me. And especially for tutorial videos. Let's say you're trying to watch a tutorial video of how to, I don't know, how to sew a bed sheet, how to sew a wool sweater. Well, guess what? When you would click on a video, and it would be a 15-minute video how to do something. It's like, do I want to spend 15 minutes? And then you see the likes and dislikes. Okay, well, maybe this is worth 15 minutes. And you'll see comments say, oh my God, this is the best tutorial I found. Okay, you know what? It brings credibility. But now you are actually hurting. You are hurting the smaller people in this. You are hurting smaller people from being able to grow, in a sense. Because smaller YouTubers and stuff that make tutorial videos, that make how to do this, especially like, for example, if you're trying to figure out something in your car, There's a shitload of people out there that will do a tutorial on a specific car issue on a specific car. The issue is not all of them are easy to follow. Not all of them are easy to understand, to be quite frank about it. Typically, you have to watch like 3 or 4 to get what you're looking for in the time that you want to look for it. But now, I have to spend more time watching a video that I could have found out more information if the video was even worthy. But hey, you know what? I'll just go fuck myself and call it a day. Because you know what? I don't dislike it. Alrighty. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, every fucking time, right in the fucking middle, a scam likely calls. Jesus. Not gonna lie, I'll tell you one thing though. I feel great this morning. I feel a little sore or whatever, but I actually feel great. It's the first time I've woken up at 5 a.m. and felt great after a hard day's of work since, ever. Never worked a day hard in my life. That's not true, but I've never actually had a job that had like the physical demands of this. I always took care of my physical demands outside of the job because it didn't require it. But, folding clothes is a whole lot different than lifting your fucking vacuum or your a Christmas Story leg lamp. True story. But yeah, it's there's something to be said, right? I think, I was thinking this when I woke up. There's something to be said, the feeling of putting in a good day of work and you actually feel it, right? Because it goes beyond the money. It goes beyond the sorry, I'm just kind of losing my track here. Ooh, let me run back, run. There's something about putting a good, hard days of work in because it's this feeling of accomplishment. Your body literally feels it. So it's not like there's not this weird, like, you can't just sit there and be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get this. I'm going to just take it easy today and get this money. Because there's certain jobs that don't offer that opportunity. And so when I used to work at certain places and people would say, these aren't real jobs. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting paid like a real job. Okay, I'll just go fuck myself. Like, it's not a real job. It's like, last time I checked, what defines as a real job is whatever fucking pays you. These are the same people that would be like, oh, well, my son, he's a lawyer. It's like, yeah, your son also fucking hates you, you cunt. And if it wasn't for your son being a lawyer, you would have nothing to talk about because you're a piece of shit, you fucking cunt. That's about a customer at a previous workplace. I used to deliver to houses. I typically don't hold customers to high standards because, they definitely don't look at me in uniform in such high regard. But when they would sit there and, bitch to me about something that had very little to do with me, I'd sit there and be like, I'm sorry, call the store if you got a problem, queef. And you just go on. And then they start chastising you. Like, what are you doing, huh? You don't think you could do better? And I'm like, define doing better. Because, she was a teacher and shit, right? But she was like a high school teacher, I guess. It's like, well, chances are, realistically, if you want to get into the money aspect, I probably literally make as much as you do in a year. And I don't have to deal with queefs farting on my fucking desk and reading papers with kids I know have no potential. It's okay. And it's funny because how she will quantify a quote unquote a real job is based off money and status type of thing. It's like, well, okay, your son's a lawyer, spent 9 years in lawyer school. I said lawyer school, law school. And that's cool and all. Like, okay, I didn't ask. Good for him. But she just got, my son, maybe if you had, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, or maybe he spent 9 years in school because spending 9 years at law school and getting away from you is way fucking better than actually dealing with you. Just maybe. Maybe he saw how much of a fucking cunt his mom was and was like, you know what? I gotta get the fuck out of here. Maybe realize, yeah, if it means being like her, I'm good. Because just by her tone, by the way she talked, by the way she tried to, belittle someone who was, younger than the man she was cheating with, I should say. And oh, by the way, my husband, he has a great, is like, oh really? Yeah, it's 10 o'clock at night and he's not home. You really think he's working right now? You're a fucking idiot. You don't live in the fucking city. Go fuck yourself. Jesus. First of all, if your man had that much empowerment, if your man had that much type of sway and type of gravitas, if he really had that big of a nutsack in the world, how come on a Wednesday night he's not at home with his wife at 10 o'clock? By 10 o'clock. If he's this devoted, married Christian man, huh? What the fuck is he doing? You really think he's at work at his job that he's supposedly the boss and CEO of? That makes no goddamn sense. Not the CEO. See, here's the thing. He wasn't a CEO. So let me correct myself. He was, he made a good living. She told me what he does. I forgot. Some with energy. But man, she had a lot of bad. And no wonder. He's like, God, I have to work at an energy company because you keep on draining mine, you fucking bitch. But it's like, yeah. And even with all my knowledge of how to generate efficient natural energy, you still find a way to fuck it up for me. Oh, Jesus. I wish you'd get just one of those, what do they call not wind pipes, but the windmill things. The one that are like natural energy with the wind. And just chop her fucking face off. I know that's very grotesque. Obviously, I don't really mean it. But hey, we've all thought about some of that degree at least one time. It's completely normal. I don't care if you never thought a bad thing. You know what? We've all thought about killing something in a moment of time, in a moment of anger. And we're like, you know what? Not for me. But you know what? You think about the difference between a crazy person and a normal person. It's just, will you do it? Because we all think essentially the same things. Some think a little bit further. But look, it's a normal feeling to want to kill someone, I would only assume. Wink, wink. But to sit here and pretend like I've never thought about, punching someone's face in until they look like a Terminator. You know what? Or until they look like small soldiers. Small toy soldiers. Yeah, no, it's just small soldiers. And they look like the evil where his face is where his face is ripped apart. You know what? You're lying. You've all thought about it. And if you haven't, you're fucking insane. I actually worry a bit more about you than someone who has mass murdered 20 people. Because, you know what? I've hated 20 people in a room before. But typically you just kind of have, all right, I hate 20 people in this room. And you can either remove yourself or you just sit there and just keep telling yourself, I hate every person in this room. And that's okay. But I didn't do it. So, what do I know? But yeah, shit. Oh yeah, the fucking cunt. I really should probably stop using that word. But hey, the shoe fits. And hers, I feel like, fits a little too well. It was just fascinating to me. She talked about everyone and how amazing they are. And then I looked at her and I'm like, I mean, if they're so amazing, why aren't you? Because I'm going to say, you don't seem like the type that passes good values. You just pass those pieces of shit type of mom cunt values. The last time I'll say it, but yeah. All right. You know what? Stop shitting on ex-customers. She would never work there. But see, her issue was because she tried to call the store before where her order was, or all that shit. And then she took it out on me. Well, anyone with your education would know that, you should go to the origin of the problem. You should go to the problem. Where it all starts. And don't take your anger out. Because you wouldn't want your kid taking your anger out when some kid threw shit in his eye while he's playing goalie at soccer. In between the two gutters. Remember those days where the gutters used to be the goalpost? Like a soccer net and the wall was the actual goal. But yeah. When your kid comes home and he gets shit in his eye and he has marks all over his forearm because, he had a bruising from blocking a lot of balls. Kids were really kicking hard that day. But here's the kicker. He went home. You know what he did? He brought that same soccer ball home. And he grabbed a piece of shit. He grabbed the dog shit from the yard, we'll just say. Came in. He just threw it in your fucking face. And you're like, what the fuck? And then guess what? Then he just starts kicking the ball over your body. Now you have bruises. So he's like, ha. Because I got hurt, I'm going to hurt you. Because I got shitted on, I'm going to shit you. And that's what she did to me. And the most funny part, and she insisted, I know this is like a weird story time. She insisted, like one of those people where like, they really feel like I wouldn't, those people like, I wouldn't tip, but I'm going to tip. It's like, I don't care. You know what? I'd rather just go, not be tipped and deal with you. It's not a big deal. I didn't even show like anger or nothing. I was like, ma'am, it's okay. I understand. Walked back to my car. And then she had the audacity to demand me, no, get back here. And I looked over her and I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, oh, are you turning down my $10 tip? And I'm like, if you wanted to tip $10, you would have just tipped when I was at your porch for 7 fucking minutes. Listen to you bitch about being a bitch. See, when you say things out loud and slow it down and simplify the actual action that took place, you get past all the nonsense. You get past all the, oh, but why? Oh, this is unfair. Oh. You just see it for what it is. I'm going to see it for what it is. I don't dislike her. But I certainly don't like her. Because, I don't know her personally. But that's old woman for you. She wasn't even that old, but It's like, do you have anything of yourself that, like, my husband's this, my son is this, my other son is this? It's like, yeah, but You're not. It's crazy how that is. Because, what's funny is that she equates the fact that people who automatically, if you make more salary, that you work harder than someone who makes less of a salary. And in most cases, there's typically a correlation with that. But there's a lot of people that work really hard, but their jobs that they work really hard at, even trained jobs. Like there's construction workers, construction, manual labor jobs that take a lot more skill set than some jobs that pay a little bit more. But it's just the way the business and type of that thing, economics work. But the fact that she would equate that because someone makes X amount, I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, then you can't say shit about yourself. That's like a fucking Chris Kirkpatrick and NSYNC being like, hey, Joey Fatone's great, JT was great, Lance Bass was great, whoever the fuck the fifth guy is, great. It's like, yeah, okay. But what did you contribute? It's like, well, we lived in the same house, It's like, okay. You contribute to the group. You contribute to, them. You contribute to being a part of something. But what now? Now that they're not a part of you and they're better off, what does that say? That would be like a saying, it's a lot. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fuck me, right? But hey, as that jerk would say, moving on to better things, because life is pretty okay. Yeah, it's all right. All right. Let's flip the coin and let's finish this off right. Okay. I don't even know what to call this segment. I'll just call it a quick hit, quick, thick. All right. Say you got carpet burn. If the carpet doesn't burn, does that mean Jesus came? Ha ha ha. Not funny. Oh, look at me. Oh. Hey. So the other day I went outside and I was wearing holes in my shorts and I was not, you wear holes under and it's like right under your nutsack. And these days I probably shouldn't wear any exposure to my nutsack. But, go outside, a little breeze down there. It's like, it's nice little chill. And next thing you know, boom, a dog starts sniffing under. So if a dog licks under your nutsack through your shorts, but a little bit of the tongue touched your actual sack, just a little part, it was just like a small little pea-sized hole, ironically. And what do you say? Who let the dogs out? Ooh, ooh, ooh. But what if the worst part is that considered bestiality? If through your shorts, look, dogs could get a little nosy, ironically. They get a little antsy. They get a little. It's like they shouldn't be doing that over your nutsack. Otherwise, you have trained them to do something completely different than what they were trained originally to do. But if they accidentally, just nip a wrinkle, does that mean you technically have committed bestiality? Even though they were the enforcer. I don't know how that works. So, hold on. So for bestiality, I need to look this up. If you were not the initiator and the dog initiates on you, can they fornicate with you unconsensually? I'm not going to say the word because I don't know the YouTube algorithm works these days. But if they fornicate with you without your consent, is that still considered bestiality? Well, I guess it probably would because it's kind of like the child predators. They'll be like, she came on to me, she texted me and all. It's like, well, how'd she get your number? That's not important. It's like, kind of is. Or Or they'll be like, she wanted, I can't, I don't want to make her unhappy. It's like, actually, you know what? Make her very unhappy. How about that? You know what? Sometimes unhappiness is good for a child, especially when your dick's not inside of her. How about that? She's 12 years old, you fucking creep. It's like, I just wanted to make a young child happy. It's like, hey, buy him a Happy Meal. That's so creepy that a stranger's buying a random kid a Happy Meal. Unless you're in line and want to do the whole, hey, I'll pay for your meal. I can tell you're a struggling single mother. Let me help you all out. Then yeah, you know what? That's a nice gesture. That's okay. But don't use that Happy Meal to go sit with them just so you can get to know them. That's a little weird. It's like, no, get it. Get your ass to work. If you don't have to be at work, you shouldn't be around children. Because what are you going to do? Provide for that child if you don't have a job. Anyways, so what are you doing? There's only one thing you want them for. Fucking dickheads. Jesus. The fuck's a 12-year-old, you fucking weirdo? Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, alright, you know what? We're going to wrap it up there. Because, it's not a great episode, and that's okay. I kind of like this. I kind of like doing it in the morning. Typically, I do them at nighttime or mid-afternoon, but it's 9:27 a.m. It's weird seeing daylight outside after you've been up for 4 hours already. May the sun rise, but hurt my ties. Say, can I get her a Smirnoff Ice? Because she prefers sour green apple and red cherry on her milkshake. 'Cause I whip my cream, ain't what it seems. But if you redeem, you get a code for Amazon warehouse. Oh, baby, oh. Maybe we can shoot a show. Alright, shut the fuck up, Clint. Episode 83, that's that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Actually, you know what? Dislike and subscribe. How about that? Dislike the video and subscribe. And suck some titties. And that's that. Shh. Run with the girls, go wild. That's that. Oh, baby.